Don't you know cartoons will ruin your mind?
Okay, because there's a lot of it, and because I think it's really interesting, and it's about New York, but it's like a follow-up video where I'm just going to talk about the book haul aspect. So it also includes some books that won't be in the vlog that I put up, because I just didn't do a video about that last book shop, because it was the last day and I didn't want to get the books out and all that, so, you know, so, and we'd packed and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the final bookshop I went to, which I found some amazing things. So I thought it'd be nice anyway to include all 33 books that I've come home with and talk about them and where I got them from. So I've just made a little note of which shops I went in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bookshops. Well, one's a thrift shop. So 6 bookshops and 1 thrift shop that I bought books by. And there was another bookshop that I didn't buy from, an art bookshop, Rizzoli Books. I didn't buy anything in Rizzoli Books, but all these ones I did. So let's have a look through. We'll start with Mercer Street Books. So I found a fantastic Mad compilation, Mad for Decades, and it's all the Mad content. So that was a lovely find. Mad for Decades, celebration of the magazine. Found loads of Annalene Foster, but I chose this one, The Howling Stones, which I don't have. I've got a very cool growing collection of Annalene Foster. I've got quite a lot now, but I found some others, but I didn't go for them because I was trying to be careful. This was the first day, first full day we had, or was it just the first day? It was the first day, I think, that we were there. I found a book that I didn't know about called The Temple of Gold by William Goldman. Let me know in the comments what you think of that book, if you know that book. That sounded interesting. I can't really, there's so many books, I'm not really going to go through the backs and talk about them in too much detail. I found 2 Edgar Rice Burroughs books I didn't have. Really fantastic condition, like new condition, but clearly old vintage books. Out of the Abyss, got a great cover. And The Lost Continent. So I've got quite a few of his now. This is Nana Kwame, Ajay Brenya, and Friday Black. So I've got the Chain Gang All Stars to read, but I have already read this and it's really good. But I've got it from the library, so I wanted to keep it. I wanted to have it. So I've just got Deckled Edges, which is a bit of a shame. I don't really think that works very well. But yeah, they're short stories with a social commentary with a bit of a sort of sci-fi angle to it, and some of them. Jack Finney's sequel to Time and Again. I didn't realise there was a sequel. So From Time to Time. So that's on my immediate TBR to read, is sitting down there, over there. I've had it for a while over there to read. I didn't know he wrote a sequel to it. So Jack Finney's time travel stories. I found an awesome discovery that I didn't know that existed. Again, didn't know existed. Cruel Shoes by Steve Martin. So this is more of a curiosity. It won't necessarily be amazing, but it might be. He's a funny guy. He's a wild and funny guy. So yeah, could be good. But that's in his old. Goes back to his old days. It's probably not fully grey there. You know, that's probably how far back it goes. This is a really lovely find. This is called Respect Yourself, Stax Records and the Soul Explosion. Really excited to read this. I'm a huge fan of Stax Records, so this should be really interesting. That was a really nice find, again in Mercer Street. Okay, so moving on to some of the other places I went to. The Forbidden Planet we went in, I just bought 1 book, but it was a great find because I think this has only been released in America. I've never seen it in a British store, and when I've looked it up on eBay, it's always the American edition. And this is The Last Dangerous Visions. So this is released after Harlan Ellison's death, and it was completed by J. Michael Straczynski, guy that was his friend, and also he's famous for writing Babylon 5 and written loads of comic stuff. But yeah, I'm really pleased to get this. So this is a lot of short stories from different people that are more contemporary than the other older Dangerous Vision series. So that was a nice find to see. This was the thing I bought in the thrift shop. So this was $3, I think it was. And it's Elmore Leonard Swag. Again, perfect condition. And I thought it was a really nice find. So, Swag by Elmore Leonard. Let me know if you've read that one. And in Alabaster Books, Alabaster Bookshop is definitely a collectible bookshop. The prices were crazy in there. There was a Hull Nelson book that I would have bought because... Would I have bought it? Yeah, because of the cover. I've already got 2 copies of it, but I would have got it. But I wouldn't have got it that day from that place because it was $150. It was crazy. $150 for a small paperback. But that's the point, that this was a place for collectibles. So if you were willing to spend money because you knew it was rare, then you would definitely find some great stuff in there. Alabaster Bookshop is great if you want to increase in your collection and you don't mind spending money. There was a whole rack of old mass market paperbacks of like sleaze paperbacks and crime and thriller and those kind of things with the awesome covers, and they were really they were at least $75 each, and they were really small. So it was, it was definitely that kind of shop. But I did find these 2 Hull Nelson books. So these 2 Hull Nelson books I haven't got, and you know probably if you've been watching the channel, I collected his stuff, and I've got quite a big collection to be fair. There's not that many I haven't got, but these were the kind of prices I would pay for Hull Nelson. So I wouldn't pay these for most authors. But there's Memos from Purgatory, which was $25. There's Hull Nelson now. And then the real big find I was really pleased to see is Web of the City. So this is one he wrote in his early days about the when he was in a gang in LA, and this was $30. So yeah, I was really pleased to find them. But yeah, that shop did have some really expensive things in it. Okay, so I think just out of convenience, the way I've got these on the floor, I'm going to do Strand Bookshop last. So one little other bookshop I'll talk about before I get to talk about the Strand, and that's McNally Jackson. McNally Jackson Books was in Brooklyn, which is why it's not in the vlog. This was the last bookshop we went in, but also it was just a random find. We went into a mall called City Point, and it was a fantastic bookshop, and it was, it had so much stuff. It was really good, but it was in this mall. So I'll show you what I got. I'd seen this Richard Matheson book on eBay, but I'd never seen it in the flesh. So that was great to see it there. Richard Matheson's Offbeat. So again, as you might know, I collect his stuff, and I have got so much Richard Matheson stuff. It's not very often I find something I haven't got, which is great. So Offbeat by Richard Matheson. They're uncollected stories. This was another one that I haven't got, The Beginning Place by Ursula K. Le Guin. Again, I don't often find stuff I haven't got of hers. So that was a fantastic find. The Beginning Place. I think it's quite a recent one. This one I do find around sometimes, but I wanted to get it. I couldn't resist it. And again, someone else that I collect that I've got so much stuff by, but I haven't got this one on writing. So who knows? That could be the first thing I read when I go back into more of a proper deep dive of Bukowski. There's a video coming up very soon this month about my relationship with Bukowski. So yeah, on writing, there's that one. And this is a fantastic find. I love this. This is so cool. I couldn't wait to show you guys this, especially after the short story conversations we've been having. This is a really big book. So how many pages is it? It's over 900 pages. Over 900 pages. It's called The Art of the Short Story. 52 great authors, their best-selling short fiction, and their insights on writing. Such a great collection. I have got a fair amount of these stories in other ways, but it's nice to have them in this collection, and there's some stuff I haven't got. There's things that have been recommended that I read, There's little bits about the authors as well, and there's bits where the authors write about writing, which is great. So it's just a really, really good book, The Art of the Short Story. Big 900-page book. So that was a great find. And it was only, what was it? It was $24.99, which is not bad for a huge book like that. So that was cool. Okay, so in the Empire State Building gift shop, I bought a couple of different things, actually. But I bought this great book about King Kong, the 1933 film that I really love. And I was reading this on the plane, so this is great. I'm kind of halfway through this book. It's really, really good. So that's like lots of people like Ray Bradbury, Robert Silverberg, Harry Harrison, Pat Cadigan, Andean Foster, Dave Gerald, loads and loads of people talking about different aspects of the film. So that was cool. Okay, so this is a big chunk of stuff from Strand Bookshop. So that was great. That was the one I went in with Dave and Joe. So I found an S.A. Cosby book, My Darkest Prayer. I'm dying to read more of his stuff after Raised by Tears, and I've got something else by him as well, but I haven't got this one. So their prices for second-hand stuff was amazing. And sometimes some of this stuff I've got was out of print, but the prices were so brilliant. This is one that I do already have, but there's like 50 pages missing from my copy for some reason. So I had to finish off reading the book from getting out of the library. So I've got lots of Saramago, Jose Saramago, and this is a really good book, definitely Intervals. Really enjoyed it. So if you don't know Saramago stuff, definitely look into him. He's brilliant. I did have another one as well, Saramago one called The Cave, and I think this is one of his philosophical ones, you know. So The Cave, and again, really, really good prices, only $10 for that. This was one that I already have, and I read it not that long ago, last year sometime I read this one. Harry Harrison, The Technicolor Time Machine, but I love the cover, so I had to get it. It's funny. It's not particularly sci-fi cover, is it? So yeah, I really love that cover. Technicolor Time Machine, and lovely picture of Harry Harrison in the back. Yeah, this is a lovely find. Really pleased to see that. This is one. This is a crazy purchase. I didn't need to get this, but I love some of the alternative covers of the October Country. One of my favourite books. It's a Ray Bradbury one, part of my Ray Bradbury collection, and I just love this cover, so I really wanted to get it. There's another cover of like the Grim Reaper in the fields that I'd like to get. I haven't got that one yet. Okay, bunch of cartoonist related stuff now. So the New Yorker book of baseball cartoons. The New Yorker book of kids cartoons. The Ultimate Cartoon Book of book cartoons. This is several things, not just New Yorker stuff. Mother Goose on the Loose, with cartoons from the New Yorker. I've been reading some of this one already. Really good. This is one that I do have. I've already got it, but it's so rare that I couldn't resist it because it's pretty cheap, and it's just crazy seeing it. So I Paint What I See by Gain Wilson. It's one of my favourite books. So I now have a backup copy. If it's that important to me, I don't mind getting a backup copy. And this is one of the few Charles Addams ones I haven't got. So My Crowd, couldn't believe seeing that. There's only 2 to get now. So My Crowd by Charles Addams. And I was talking to my wife about it, and she's, as an anniversary present, she's ordered one of the other ones, Nightcrawlers. So there's going to be one more I need to get once that arrives. She's ordering that from America. Ironically, we were in America. She ordered it from America to be shipped to here. So it's going to take about a month to get here from eBay. But that's awesome. So we'll have Nightcrawlers as well. So I'll have one more to get. So I'll have everything that was released while he was alive. And some others, obviously. And then this is a lovely big celebration of Peanuts here from Charles Schulz. So that was a lovely find as well. So their cartoonist collection section, their cartoonist section was fantastic. It's next to their graphic novels section, and graphic novels and magazines. Graphic novels and comics are really easy to find over here. There's always loads of opportunity, and places like Forbidden Planet, all the comic shops in general around the UK, it's very easy. They've always got a huge graphic novel section. But cartoonist stuff is actually quite unusual and quite difficult to find. So I was really hoping I could find lots of cartoonist stuff in New York, and I did, which is great. So there you are, that's everything I've bought. So there are a couple of other bits that happened in New York, like the gifts from Dave. Thank you, Dave, so much, and that kind of thing that you might want to see on the vlog. But that's it. That's my little, well, that's a lot on my huge book haul from New York. Took them all back from New York, and my suitcase wasn't too heavy as well, which is great. Out of the two of us, my wife had the bigger case, but she had lots of food and stuff from Trader Joe's. So there we are. Quite an interesting selection of books, I think, and can't wait to read them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay curious.
Picture of what it's like to be